Alright, so it looks like the stream is going on. And so maybe we could quickly look at our briefing here. On this rainy day, our Canadian CF-18s are tasked with hitting a supply depot that was spotted near the front line at waypoint 2. The German F4Fs in the area managed to hit the ZSU-23 that was defending it, so you may spot some smoke nearby. We hope that once we strike the site, the enemy will turn on its radars for the SA-6 and SA-8 sites they have in the area. And this should actually happen like randomly. I think I've put 2 SA-6 sites and 2 SA-8 sites. We could have only SA-6s turning on, only SA-8s turning on, or a mix of the two. So we'll see how that goes. And we therefore armed your Hornet with harms to take out the enemy SAM radars. Beware of possible MiG-21 patrols in the area. So we'll be taking off from Wiesbaden, which is where I've set up my basically I made a template where I can do missions a little bit more easily. So I'll have to make more of those in the Germany map because I really enjoy flying there. But this is what we have there. I might have to change this frequency here because I've changed it to the UHF frequency there. So anyways, I think I changed it on the map, so maybe we could get in the cockpit and then we'll go check the F10 map. So as you can see, there's rain falling on my plane, which is kind of funny because we're in a hangar, but maybe it's windy, who knows. But yes, this is my Hornet right here. I've got 2 Mark 83s, 2 harms. I've got some Sidewinders and Sparrows, so typical late Cold War type of loadouts. And on the F10 map here, I'm just going to put on the waypoints. There's lots of them from other planes, but basically our flight plan is going to take us here to the IP. Then we're going to head for that supply depot. As you can see, lots of little buildings and vehicles parked there. And so we'll drop our bombs on that area. And as you can see, there's SA-8, SA-6. We're not too sure which ones will go active when we get in the area. There's even an SA-3 there. So I've marked those on the map. And then I put an egress to the south so that after I bomb, I can head in that direction, hopefully not get engaged by the SAMs right away, and then come back and shoot some harms. And then we can fly back to Wiesbaden right here, and we can see the F4s from Germany are flying back there. And so maybe we could have a look at some of the other assets. We have an AWACS. This could be our refueler. I think it has an escort. The AWACS also has Mirage escorts. These are just parked planes. Those are German F4s, and as you can see, they're flying like through some areas where there's some rain. So it's patchy rain spots there. And again, that's us. The textures are reloading there. But that's the plan. So let's set up our cockpit here. Here actually. This there. Is that on the SA page? Yeah, okay, it is. Then data link on. Data link on. This side we're gonna have our 83s and CCIP nodes for the mechanical fuse. Harms are gonna be in self-protect mode, since we don't know which ones are going to start when we go bomb the target. And we don't have a flare pod, we don't have a helmet display. So yeah, so I guess we're gonna ask the tower if we can taxi.
Chevy 1, request taxi to runway.
When it's raining like that, sometimes it's useful to have like the map and say, where do I go? So I'm gonna have to make a left turn, and then I can get on the runway 8 right here. And I should have enough runway to take off. So let's put our feet on the pedals, move that back just a little bit, and start moving. So I'm just going to set the flaps properly for takeoff. And so we'll ask for permission to take off.
Chevy 1, request takeoff. Chevy 1, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.45.
So let's get the plane on the runway and get airborne.
Passing waypoint 1 at 6,000.
I guess those are the German F4s. They're flying at 6,000 feet. We're going to go to 7,500. So let's get this show on the road. Gears coming in, flaps are up. I guess we've exited the rain area. Can expect that when we come back to base there might still be rain here. I like those rain effects in DCS, they're kind of cool. So I have an M2 in front. That's probably the escort for the tanker. So I was planning to go fly at about 7,000 feet, but as you can see when we get close to the clouds there's a lot of rain. So maybe I'll make it 6,500 instead of 7,500. Like that we can see a little bit better. So let's set our barometric altitude hold. You can see little patches of rain there, some here. Alright, let's see on this one. Okay, I was going to say channel 2 is my AWACS, so let's call the AWACS for bogey dope.
Magic 1-1, Chevy 1, request bogey dope. Chevy 1, Magic 1-1, clean.
So for now the air looks clean, I guess, from the bogies. So here we can see all those circles where the SAM sites are going to be, and we're striking here. So we're going to enter one of the circles to go strike our target. So we'll have to be careful after we drop our bombs to egress out of those circles. And since I'm flying alone, I guess I could turn the lights off. As we can see, they're flashing there. Now they're no longer flashing. Have a bit more of a stealthy plane there. And so we're getting to our first waypoint, so we're going to switch to waypoint 2. We already have indication of a search radar in that area. That might be the SA-3 search radar. It's a little bit further away. If I increase here the range, we can see this is where the SA-3 is. And yeah, the S looks like it's in that area. If you look like this in that direction, this is where the S is. That's the search radar for the SA-3. Alright, so we're 20 miles from our target. We're going to switch to air to ground. I like having my HSI. I'm going to use bombs. So one way to know where the target is to do a waypoint designate. That way you get the little box. And if we look, we can see there is a little bit of smoke. So I can go back to waypoint and just base myself on that smoke over there. I don't know if you can see it a little bit, but yeah. Kind of hard with we're about to enter some more rainy areas, but yeah, you can see that smoke, so that's gonna help us to target. Doesn't seem to be much going on around us. I guess those rainy days the troops try to find shelter from the rain. Maybe I could reduce my brightness on the HUD because it's kind of flashy. To see if I have any breaks in the clouds that could help me for a dive attack, but it looks like I won't have much of that. So we can see that there's this fire, and these are probably the buildings I want to hit. So I'm going to take a little bit of an offset here just so that I can see a bit better when I come in. Yeah, that looks good. Let's dive towards the targets.
Altitude.
Bombs away. And we're gonna turn in that direction. And let's see what we're doing. Looks like a good hit. And we've got secondaries. Look at that. It's blowing up pretty good. So that's nice. That's what we wanted to do. Now, I'm going to head for my egress. And I want to see if I have anything new on the RWR. There's a 6 behind me. So now we're going to switch to the farm. What I'll do is I'll try to select the 6. There we go. We've selected the 6. Let's turn around. Let's see what we can do about that. guess he's lighting me up now. Try to put him in front of me. And Magnum. I'd like him to shoot at me so that my missile will have something to track. There we go. You can see the missile there. So we have a MiG in the air. So again, I'm going to go towards my egress so that I'm out of the range for the SA-6. We'll try to position ourselves to maybe go hit the search radar for the SA-3. And then if we need to, we'll engage the MiG-21. That seems like it's coming our way. So let's position that search radar in front of us. I'm gonna climb a little bit. Let's reduce the range just a little bit here, give us a better idea. Stay below the clouds so that I can see the ground. Alright, that MiG's getting close, so I'm just gonna fire my harm. Hopefully it can get enough range. There we go. Magnum. Now we're going to switch to air and see if we can lock this guy. He's 14 miles. We're going to go single target track. And we're going to loft a missile on him. And the next one will be in norm mode. Gonna crank to the left.
Magic 1-1, passing waypoint 4 at 29,000.
Okay, we got him. There we go, he's crashed. Okay, the other one that just popped up is in the SA-3 zone, so I'm just gonna head home. If he catches up to us, we can always turn around. But for now, we've pushed our luck enough, I would say. So this time I could jettison my centerline fuel tank. It'll make me lighter. There we go. Just for fun, I'm gonna try something here. I'm curious to know if my yeah, this SA6 site has been hit. So that was the one that probably went active. So let's see. Yeah, the radar's been hit. So that was my first harm. And that was the one that went active. As you can see, there was one there. There was one there that could have gone active. And those guys here as well. I didn't see any of the SA8s go active, so it was just an SA6 this time. Switch here. Basically in front of us we've got lots of friendlies, but that MiG is a good ways off behind us. 26 miles is not really dangerous for us. You can still see the smoke from our target that we hit. Let's go try to check that for fun. So this was the supply depot. There's a Jeep nearby. Let's go check what it looks like on the target itself. Wow. Looks like a lot of debris right now. So those are the Mark 83s that I dropped at the beginning. So I guess they did the job they needed to do. Got plenty of fuel, and it looks like it's still coming for us, so I think I'm gonna go intercept the MiG just for fun, because kind of like practicing my air with those older missiles like the Sparrows. So let's bring him in front of us. Get a soft lock on him. 24 miles. Yeah, I guess he's going towards that target we had hit. Maybe he's curious to know who did that. He might end up finding out the hard way. So now we're single target track. He's probably gonna know we're coming. What I don't like here is that we're more or less in the soup. Alright, so we're getting close. Fox 1.
Magic 1-1, passing waypoint 5 at 29,000.
This looks like it's tracking. And it's got a good hit. We won't need the sidewinders. And so let's head back home. Not just for fun, because we can, and it's good practice for any flight. I'm gonna check here on my map. We have a refueler here, Shell 31, and he's on 265. So let's see, 265. I think on comms 2 it's... Oh, these are... okay. Maybe it's gonna be here. Yeah, com 1 channel 3 is 265. So what I should do is get out of air to air and put my master arm on safe. We're gonna go try to intercept. So let's call our refueler Shell 31.
Shell 31, Chevy 1, request rejoin. Chevy 1, Shell 31, proceed to pre-contact at 14,000 at 240.
Now one of the things I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to pause here just to go check my briefing baskets. Yeah, I didn't put my TACAN channel, so I'll just give it a test to see if the TACAN channel is 6.5. Go like that. Doesn't, whoops, okay, it's not on. That's why. There we go. So we have something there. So I think that's what I had done. Often when I have like a radio frequency like 265, I'll put the TACAN for the refueler at 6.5. So I guess that's our position for the tanker there. So if I check on TCN there we go. Yeah, basket. So that's my code for that. So I'm a bit high right now, but I do see something in front of me. I don't know if it's him. Yeah, it looks like it's following the waypoint, so that's probably our refueler right there. Okay, so if we're going refueling, we might want to have our probe out. There we go. Probe is out. Don't need the comms right away. Need to get in position first. I have to be careful because yeah, there's another plane that's the Mirage that's escorting it, and it looks like now he's coming towards me. So I'll make a right turn, then a left turn, so that I can intercept. Yeah, now we're getting close real fast. So we'll try to do like something of an intercept like that. Should allow us to get there quickly, but we're fast, so we're gonna slow down. There we go. We've got the Mirage right there and the refueler in front. Okay. So let's try to get information with them. Haven't done this in a little while, so it's going to be a good practice. So let's see if he likes my position.
Ready, pre-contact. Return pre-contact.
Okay. He's gonna play that game today. Let's get a little bit closer.
Ready, pre-contact. Return pre-contact.
Sometimes they like when we're a little bit lower.
Ready, pre-contact. Clear contact.
There we go. We're gonna get our basket. Guess we could turn the lights back on. There we go, it's flashing. Oh, is he turning? Yes, he's turning. Maybe a bit trickier like that, but we can do this.
Contact. You're taking fuel.
Alright, I guess we got enough fuel. It was just for fun, for the practice. And so we can tell him thank you.
Abort rejoin.
We've had enough. Escort's still there. Just gonna pause it because that would make like a really nice screenshot, right? Let's try that, and also let's try it like that too. Let's see if we can get an interesting angle like that. Yeah, that's good. With a little bit of the ground underneath. Alright, that's interesting. So let's get back to flying our mission. We're gonna remove the TACAN and go back to waypoints, and we're gonna head home. So thanks for the fuel, boys. We didn't really need it, it's just because we wanted to practice a refueling. So now we're going to enter the marshmallows. We're in the soup. Alright, so we'll settle at 4,300 or so. So I think that's our airfield right there. I think we started out in that hangar and we're gonna land in this direction like this. So that's why our final waypoint is over there. It's gonna line us up with the runway. You can see it here, it says final. And the next one will say land. There you go. So yeah, it's right there. And so we're gonna slow down. So we're almost there. We're going back into the rain, as you can see. And now we're sort of in and out of it. Now we can hear the sound of the rain. We'll get the air brakes out. And we're gonna make a right turn. And that should put us on final on runway 8. So we'll lower the flaps, lower the landing gear. And I guess we could call the tower.
Chevy 1, inbound.
We're a bit high, so I'm letting myself fall now.
Chevy 1, request landing. Chevy 1, clear to land, runway 08.
We have a decent visual on the runway, but the rain is not really helping us. Set my feet on the rudder pedals just so I can compensate whatever direction I might need to go. Nice smooth landing. Speed brakes are out.
Shell 3-1, passing waypoint 7 at 14,000.
We still hear our refueler because we're on that radio frequency. So I guess we'll go park on the right side here just for fun. Get to see the tower, even if we don't really see much. Could go park next to one of the bigger hangars, maybe simulate that we're gonna get rearmed there. Get the air brakes in, get those flaps back up. These little parking circles are kind of bizarre because they've got all kinds of yellow lines leading up to them, but I guess we'll go make our own parking right in front of that hangar. Something like that. That looks good to me. So we'll ask the ground crew to put in the wheel chocks.
Chief, place the wheel chocks. Copy. Wheel chocks are now in place.
We've got our wheel chocks. It's time for the lazy shutdown. So that went okay. Wasn't too sure if all my scripts would work properly for the enemy aircraft and SAMs and things, but it looks like it's working fine. And what's nice about the randomness I put in is that next time I fly the mission, maybe I'll have the SA-8s appear. Maybe it's going to be an SA-8 and an SA-6 or a combination, you know, like I think I've got like 5 or 6 different possibilities, so it makes it interesting every time you play it. So I hope you enjoyed the little flight. I certainly did. Cool handout. Maybe before we go we could check our results in terms of kills and what we got. So we killed a bunch of sandbags, a bunch of trucks, a few buildings. So the Mark 83s, as you can see, did a lot of damage. There were a few paratroopers and some more trucks there. And then my first harm hit the straight flush. I guess the second harm, maybe it didn't make it to the search radar for the other one, but it wasn't much of a threat anyways. And then I got 2 MiG-21s with Sparrows. And then we came back to base. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. Looking here. Are we bombing apartment buildings? No, we're not in Syria, or we're not in Gaza or things like that. So we're pretending it's the end of the Cold War in Germany. In Eastern Germany is where we went to bomb. To answer that question there. All right, that's going to be it for that one. Hello there, Mark.